Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be solving LeetCode 171, Excel sheet column number. So we're given a string called column title that represents the column title as it appears inside of an Excel sheet. And we want to return the corresponding column number. So the example they give us, A to Z, is 1 to 26. Double column, AA, would be 27. So it looks like a single column represents 26, and then we take the letter that we're at and add it. So 26 should go to 27. AB, 26 plus 2 is 28. Okay, let's check these examples out. 1A is 1. Okay, AB, we just did that. ZY, so 26 is Z, Y is 25, then output 701. Okay, so it looks like they're using a base 26 number system. So Z is 26. We should multiply. We have two columns, so we should multiply by 26 and then add 25 for Y. So let's do that. Try it out. So Z is 26. We have two columns, so we have to multiply by 26 plus 25 for Y. What do we get? 701. Okay, so how can we solve this? Let's create a mapping. We know it's a base 26 number system. So let's create a mapping. We will do like so. We want the alphabet value as the key and the index as the value for index value, and enumerate string.ASCII, and we're only working with uppercase letters, so uppercase. What does this give us? This gives us print mapping, so you can see. So this gives us a dictionary with the alphabet and their values. However, they're mapping A as 1 instead of 0, so we're going to have to increment all of our values by 1. Run this again. And okay, now we have the correct mapping. So now what? We know we're going to return a number, so let's just have result equal to 0, right? Okay, so if we only have one column, we should just be able to return mapping of whatever our column title is, right? But let's say we have two columns, we won't be able to do that. We'll have to loop through every value. So let's do that. We will loop through all the characters in our column title. So for character in column title, what are we going to do? Well, we know if we have multiple columns, we already have to multiply by 26. So we'll say our result is going to be multiplied by 26. And then what do we have to do? Then we have to take the current character we're at and add that value to our resulting number. So we'll say res plus equals the mapping of our current character. So and we know we're going to return res, so let's return res. So let's run through an example. We have A, right? It's only got one column, but we still do this loop. So we start res at 0, res multiplied by 26, 0 times 26 is 0. Now we take the value of A inside of our mapping, and which is 1, right? A plus 0, or 0 plus 1 is just going to be 1. We return 1. Okay, example 1 passes. AB. So again, 0 times 26 is 0, plus 1 for A is going to give us 1. And then we move on to the second character, which is B. So what do we do? First multiply by 26, but right, we already did A, so res is 1 in this case. So 26 times 1, res goes to 26, and then we just add on whatever the value of B is, which is 2. So that gives us 28. So that passes. So let's run this, and see what happens. So we pass all 3 test cases, we'll submit, and it does run. Okay, so what is the time and space complexity of this problem? Well, we know the time complexity of our mapping is going to be O of n. Why O of n? Because we're using a for loop to grab all of the index and values in our enumeration and adding them to a dictionary. What is this loop going to be? This loop is also going to be O of n. Oops. Why? Because we are looping through every character in our given string and doing some sort of operations on them. And then we're just returning at the end. So we know our time complexity is just going to be simplified down to O of n. The space complexity is going to be the length of our mapping, right? But our mapping is only ever going to contain 26 characters inside of it, 26 key value pairs. So that can simplify down to, well, we'll say O of k, where k is the number of key value pairs inside of our mapping. We know it's always 26, so we can just simplify that down to an O of 1 space. So that'll do it for LeetCode 171, Excel sheet column number.